I have New Zealand skipper, Sunrisers skipper, wonderful batsman, great captain, Kane Williamson. Welcome.
Hi there, thanks for having me.
Great guns, mate. Batting, bowling, fielding, great captaincy.
Yeah, as a group, we're certainly looking to improve on all those areas, and hopefully we can continue that in the back end of this competition.
Kane, your team is performing exceptionally well. Any particular things that you have decided in the team meeting?
We want to be improving each performance, and if we can control our performances, then hopefully that helps us win cricket games, whether it's one more or a few more if we do play well. So that is the focus. It's very much each game as it comes, because we know in this competition every game is tough. The amount of close matches that we've seen throughout the competition, teams being so even that you can't take anything for granted, and you need to look to put out your best performance each time you take the field.
Yeah. Ken, basically what you're showing is you're still capable of hitting the ball hard, and we have many T20 batsmen who are not even technical, but you are technical enough and you are still showing the world that you belong to the arena, and you are one amongst the flamboyant batsmen also, and you are one amongst the technical as well.
I haven't changed too much, just trying to, I don't really focus too much on the strike rate. I think, yes, in the shortest format you are looking at your options to create a high strike rate if need be, so but I think the main focus, and I believe it probably is for most players, is what can I do now to help my team get into a stronger position. And I think we've seen this year on some of the surfaces the strike rates perhaps have been a bit lower at times, but if the contribution is such that it moves your team forward, then that's the main thing, and that's my focus, and I think it's everybody else's focus. And personally, batting wise, I just try and adapt my game subtly. I've said a number of times I won't be hitting the ball like Gale and Warner and AB, all these world-class players. I just try to do it in a way that suits my game and suits the role and the team.
Exactly. And how difficult it is for you to improvise from the test arena to the T20 and then to play the franchise cricket, because in test cricket you have the option to leave the ball, but in T20 a batsman tend to get induced by the ball outside the off stump. So how difficult it is to adjust in T20 format?
Yeah, I suppose it's an adjustment in the mindset,
right,
but often rather than making big changes, they're just little changes, and looking at your areas where you're wanting to pick up your boundaries with the surface and the bowler, and I think once again the most important thing is the team and the situation, and trying to play to that as best you can to help the team move forward.
Ken, Riddhiman Saha is not amongst in the best of the touches, but still he is a brilliant wicket keeper. So as a captain, what do you tell him when he plays for SRH?
No, I mean, last couple of games he played a nice hand 2 games ago and didn't get a bat last game, but he's a leader in our group, a very experienced player, and I think one of the best keepers in the world, and on the surfaces that we've been playing on, keeping has been tough, and he's, I think, a number of times shown why he is regarded as one of the best wicket keepers in the world, keeping to the likes of Rashid Khan, which I can only imagine is extremely tough, but a really important job for us. And we know Riddhiman, every time he goes out to bat or in the field, he's doing his everything for the team, and we've seen him play some really great knocks with the bat, and we know that he'll be going out trying to do that in this back end of the competition.
As you were talking about Rashid Khan, number one question is, do you read Rashid Khan in the nets? And the number two is, how difficult bowler he is for other batsmen? The third question is, what different variety he brings to the game, because he's deceptive. He has a very good googly. He has a faster one under his trajectory. How special he is, and what other abilities that he brings to the table? I'm not picking.
He is tough to pick, and sometimes trying to pick him can be a real challenge, because he bowls so quickly, and obviously spins the ball both ways. So he's been bowling really nicely in these last few games. So that's why the keeping aspect to that partnership is so important, and why Ridderman keeps showing his value as a leader, as a keeper, and we know with the bat he's always very close to making that match-winning contribution. So fantastic bowler, and in the pace he bowls at, I think naturally is something that makes adjusting quite difficult. So hopefully he can continue with that in this back end.
Last question, Kane.
Okay.
Do you think Alex Hales is the perfect replacement for David Warner, as he played a bills of innings last evening?
I don't think it's a matter of replacing David Warner. I think that's probably an impossible thing to do. He's one of the best T20 batters in the world, and for this franchise in the last few years, in this tournament in particular, he's been one of the top players going round. But we know Alex Hales is world class. He's shown it on the international stage for a number of years, and it was great to see him last game play with such freedom and get us off to that brilliant start which we required. And like I say, hopefully he can continue that. He's such a destructive player and a great, I guess, option for us at the top of the order.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.